This is a 1963.5 Ford Galaxie 500. I'm going to walk you around the car. It's got the Thunder lightweight hood on it, is what I meant to say. This is a Z-Code car, original car. I want you to see on this hood that, I don't know if you can catch that in the video, there's a spot right there. This was an aftermarket installed scoop, and I'm following the line with my finger here. Installed on the original metal hood, which is, I think, a good thing. I like having the original metal hood. The downside, of course, is that now that line where the bodywork was done about 10 years ago when that was installed is coming up, and that's not unusual. That's not unusual. This is a driver quality paint job. I'm walking around it about 12 feet away right now with the camera, and this is a car that I would call a 20-footer. If you're standing 20 feet away from this car, it looks pretty good. When you get up on it, you're going to see a couple of flaws. I will tell you the ups and then the downs. The ups are, this body is straight as an arrow, and if you repainted it, you would do, aside from fixing that hood and a couple of spots I'll point out in a minute, I just want to show those body lines right there. Aside from that, you would do virtually no body work to this. There are a couple spots that have a little bit of surface rust, and I will show those. There's a spot right here on the back. You can see it does need to be repaired. It's got a hole there. And that's it on that side. And then the other spot is there's a small spot of rust right here, and that's solid. It's very solid, but just with an older paint job, you're seeing, you know, a little bit of rust coming through. Other than that, the trouble spots on these cars is usually around the back window, and I've had quite a few of these Galaxies in the shop, and I'll tell you, this car is, aside from those two spots that I just showed you, there is one more spot right here on the door. A couple of tiny little spots that when you were working the body to repaint it, you would repair so easily. I don't think it needs any cutting and welding at all. We actually washed it, but I had to go down a dirt road to get to here, and so you're going to see a little bit of dirt underneath it, but the underneath of this car is totally rust free. I haven't found a spot of rust on it at all. I want to just show you. If you take a look up underneath there, frame rails, of course the exhaust is new, transmission was rebuilt about 2 years ago. I just want to show you that this is a, for what we're selling this thing for, this is a really clean car. And you can, I'm putting my camera all the way up underneath there so you can get a really good look at it. There's no undercoating or anything that's been done. Nothing's been hidden. Nothing's been painted or detailed out underneath. So to the eye, to the immediate eye, it's not the most beautiful thing. When you see, you know, there was some overspray from a paint job, you see that white on there and you see the tank, but you're not seeing any rust. I'm climbing way under here to show you that this is got no rust in it. Come over here to the other side. It's super clean. Frame rails and all cool. All the trim is present. The only piece that's missing is that mirror. I see a lot of guys, because they missed that mirror, they put a kind of a different replacement on it. It does have this one spot of the chrome, and I just did that. I hit it with a pressure washer too hard and started peeling that chrome off. It could stand to be re-chromed anyways. You see that they put the 406 emblem on there. It's really actually got a 390 in it. It's a Z-Code car, which is an original 390, and the only reason the owner put the 406 on there is because when he called the catalog company to order some parts, they were out of the 390, and he said, well, I didn't want to leave it with holes there, so I asked for the 406 because that's what they had in stock. The interior was just redone. Not the whole interior. Seats were redone, carpet redone, headliner redone. It's the sun visors were redone. Actually, we need to put the rear view mirror back on. I just noticed that. It's got brand new carpet. It's got a new dash cap. It's not the classic dash cap either. It is, but it's the soft one, which makes it look really nice and original. It's got the original radio, uncut dash, all the original gauges. Touch the key, the car fires right up. It's got a Flowmaster dual exhaust with turn downs. It's got a really nice sound to it. Not overly aggressive, but a good rumble. The door panels were not, were the only thing on the interior that were not redone. We still got the original Ford body tag there. And I'll take a close-up on a still photograph on that. Doors open and close well. Everything lines up really well. All the glass is in great shape. Windows roll up and down well. Not a crack or a scratch or anything in the glass. The Cruise-O-Matic transmission was serviced recently and shifts out well. Doors open and shut easily. This is a super cool car. And actually I've had 2 or 3 vehicles in the shop, and actually we've consigned 2 or 3 similar to this, especially when you get a black one, and it seems like everybody wants the black one. And if we went ahead and took it over to Ken's and had a nice looking paint job shot on it, finished off the door panels, that would really be pretty much it. You know, do that little bit of body work, shoot it with some new paint, and replace the door panels. I've had 3 or 4 of these in the shop sell in the $15,000 to $17,000 range. Not a problem. Just, oh yeah, of course, re-chrome the bumpers. And I mean, the cool thing is that you could drive it right now. Actually, we did one for one guy, Scott, up in North Carolina. We did a job on his 63.5 Galaxie. He had the bubble topped hood, and he actually wanted his bumpers painted because he didn't want to spend the money on the chrome. And we did a gunmetal gray, and they just turned out looking fantastic. And I'm not usually into painting the bumpers, but they just came out looking awesome, especially in that gunmetal gray. All the lights work, everything electronic works correctly, except for the horn. The fan works. Here, I'll kick that on so you can hear it real quick. Heater works great. In fact, when we picked this car up, it was about 28 degrees out, and then pumped the gas pedal twice, fired up, let her warm up just a little bit, and we had, there's your front lights, and we had heat on that cold Tennessee morning. This is a Southern States car. You can tell by looking at the underneath, it's a Southern States car. Though I think the body has got about 120,000 miles. I hope you can see that the rear lights are on there. And I just want to keep on walking around this car over and over again in this video, showing you the top. I mean, there's not a single ding or dent, anything that would look, I just pushed the bright light button. Anything that would look like a hail damage or a stone or anything like that. There's your brights. This car it's just a super cool car. And here's the cool thing about it. You know what? For the money, man, you could do pretty much nothing to this car. Just jump in it and drive it. It is extremely presentable as is. You could just take some sandpaper and do a little sanding and touching up even, instead of having a whole car painted and spending a couple grand on that. You could probably spend a couple $100 having it touched up, and I'll tell you, it would look good. So anyways, this is just a cool little beauty, and I love this half-year model. They're rare and just super cool. Oh yes, also one more thing. These Keystone wheels, those are originals. Not original, of course, to the car, but those are original 45-year-old wheels from the 60s. Those are, in fact, the guy who owns this car found them in his basement. His dad had put them there about 30 years ago. And they went and put some new tires on them and put them on this car. It's got the 10s in the back and the 8s in the front. 10-inch wheels in the back, 8 inches in the front. Super cool.